primer out of the vase. I tried to dye my roots earlier today with old dye that I had saved from the last time I dyed my hair, and it did not work, but the dye definitely adhered to my skin, so that's great. Yeah, whatever. Cool. So today, since I'm doing my like everyday super natural basic makeup look, normally the first thing I always do is color correct with green because I have a lot of redness. Especially right now, I have just some healing breakouts, so I find that the redness and the scabbing is always a bit more intense. So first I'm starting with the Maybelline green primer that I've been using and really liking lately. So just like kind of distribute the product everywhere. My hands are clean, I just washed them. Your skin is your canvas. You gotta treat it right, you know? I haven't tried any of the other color correcting or primers in general from Maybelline. I have heard a lot of good stuff about the just baby skin primer. Apparently it's a dupe for Professional by Benefit. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NYX color correcting concealer palette. The green shade in here is really, really awesome. And since I want to go with like a lighter foundation look, I don't want to have to cake on the foundation to like get a flawless looking skin. So I just like to take the green concealer on a tiny little brush. This is the e.l.f. smudge brush, and just kind of go over where I have the most intense redness. I get a lot of redness around my nose. And also my allergies have been so bad the past few days because it's full on spring. And like, I don't know if you can tell, but my eyelids are just so red and purple. Great, so now that that's on, I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender and blend it all out. Very lightly, like not too much. Just enough so that when the foundation goes on top, it doesn't like separate it. Kind of looks like I have really cool green eyeliner on right now. It's like smudgy. Alternative all day today with very little human contact, so apologize for the cabin fever-esque behavior right now. That's not true. I actually went grocery shopping. And the lady who was catching me out was not in the mood to chat. I was just like trying to be friendly and start a conversation with her, and she just kept like shutting down every direction I was trying to take the conversation in, so I got the hint. No worries. Just put this phone on silent. Great. So as you can see, since I was really lightly handed with the green concealer anyways, it blends out and you can't really tell a difference, but I find that I can always tell a difference when I'm wearing it underneath my foundation versus when I'm not. Alright, so because I'm kind of going for like a super natural looking foundation today, I want something that's kind of light to medium coverage. So I'm actually going to go in with my MAC Match Master foundation. The reason why I have this one is because I know that it's a medium coverage, and you can get full coverage if you layer it and build to get that full coverage, but I like it because it's kind of sheer and I feel like I have way more control over it than some of my other foundations. So I'm just giving her a little shake. And I'm just gonna pump it on the back of my hand. Go with 3 pumps, tiny pumps, you know? And like I said, since I'm going for a kind of natural looking foundation look today, I do want my freckles and my natural redness to kind of show through. I just like to paint it onto my face with the pointier part of the blending sponge. Not a beauty blender, but you know, very similar. And then I'll take the rounder end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my concealer. The packaging is totally rubbed off because I use this shit a lot. But this is the NYX Studio Photogenic HD line. I'm not totally sure. I can't remember the full name of it, but that's the one. And I'm just going to conceal like I normally would, but not go as far down with my under eye concealer. Like, I'm definitely the type, when I'm doing a full glam look, I will bring it right down to like my mouth area. Cause you know, can never have enough brightness. And I'm just gonna really put that on the lid because of the allergy puffiness and redness that's happening right now. You know that meme? Me and my brother always joke about this meme, but there's this meme that's like, it has a picture on the top of somebody, it's like when spring comes and they're like skipping in this field filled with flowers, and then this bottom half is this poor little kid who's got like a droopy nose, puffy eyes, and his face is like this, and then it's like how I feel when spring comes, and I just really relate to that. And now what I'm going to do is just take over, like take a little bit left, let me try that sentence again. I'm just going to take a little bit product that's left over on the applicator and just kind of go over the really red parts. Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my, sorry, my dress is like really big in the sleeve part. I don't really understand what's happening here. There we go, that's better. All right, so I'm just going to set my under eye concealer, and I'm just going to use this flat, I guess this would be considered a foundation brush, but I really like it when I'm applying like a loose powder over where I just concealed. Just because I find that I can kind of get the intensity that like I would get with baking, but I don't want to do that today. I'm just tapping off the excess. And this is strictly just to keep that concealer in place for the day. Awesome. Perfect. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and do a little tiny bit of super mild contouring. And because I want it to be a really tight, like natural looking contour, I have two angled brushes that I've been using for contouring. This one is really clean and looking real good right now. They're both by BH Cosmetics. This one is the 110 and this is the 13. If I was going for a more chiseled contour, I would probably use the 113 because that angle is way more sharp. However, on the 110, I just find that it's a lot easier to kind of create a natural shadow as opposed to like fierce slay contour. You know what I mean? So what I normally use for contouring, if I have a full face of makeup on and I'm, you know, trying to get it real looking good, I've been using the NYX Sculpt, Highlight and Contour Pro Singles, and I guess the shade is Sculpt. This one I find is pretty neutral and doesn't come off too warm or ashy on me, but it is dark, so I'm not going to use that one today. What I have been using lately and really enjoying is in the NYX Beauty on the Go palette. I got this palette for Christmas from my mom, and it's actually really good. The eyeshadow selection is not colors, like aren't colors that normally would gravitate towards. Like obviously the brighter colors I do enjoy, but there's kind of a lot of shimmery, like warmer browns, which I don't really wear because I find that like that's the color of lipstick I really like to wear, and I'm not always down to have like eye and lip matching. But anyways, I'm rambling. So behind the eyeshadow palette is like this face palette. There's 3 matte bronzers, 3 like, I guess that's a highlight, that's a blush, that's a bronzer, and then down here these are matte blushes. Sorry about that mirror. All right, so just taking it on the brush and then very lightly just adding a little tiny bit to where I would have cheekbones if I had them. And then what I do is I don't add any additional product on the, oh my gosh, sorry guys. And then I don't add any additional product on the brush, and I just kind of blend out the line that was created. Yeah. Great. And I'll just do a tiny little bit on the forehead. Bring it down to connect a little bit. And then I'll just do a little tiny bit right here. Perfect. I'm not going to do any contouring of the nose today either because it's just too much, you know? Just too much. Not really going with the vibe I'm trying to put out there today. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Sorry. I'm really happy with this shade. I keep hitting my mirror with the brush that I'm using. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. So yeah, I've been roommateless for a week and 2 days. And so far, I'm loving it. Like, obviously, Jessica, you are irreplaceable. And living with you was probably the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. But I was definitely having some anxiety about the whole thing. Just like a bunch of recent changes in my life. I'm completely a self-identified introvert. But coming from a family of 5, growing up in a townhouse with all those people, I definitely like being an introvert while there's other people just down the hall, you know? But so far so good. It's been a really busy week at work, so I don't know if this really counts as a real transitional time. But yeah, it's been really fun so far. Alright, so now that the light contour is down, I'm going to take a matte blush. Probably my all-time favorite blush, to be honest. This is Spellbound by Makeup Geek. It's actually very similar to the color of my dress, but I just find it's like my natural blush, like the kind of color that my face creates naturally. So when I put it on, I just kind of feel like I look healthy and a bit glowy, but I do want to stay away from any sparkle on the face other than the highlight. So because I got a bunch of new brushes, I'm going to try one out today. I'm going to be using this BH Cosmetics brush to apply my blush. So I just like to smile and dab it onto the apples of the cheeks. And then I'll just, without adding any additional product on the brush, I'll just pull that back. And then on the other side. Ooh, that is nice. Oh, spellbound. And like the name, amazing, so good. Alrighty, so now what I like to do before I add on my highlight, sometimes I do this after my highlight, but today I really want everything but the highlight to look super, super natural, is I'm gonna take my stippling brush and I'm just gonna blend the blush and the bronzer in, almost like together as one. Great. And then before I add my highlight, I'm just gonna take a big powder brush and just add some of my, like, what's this? My, this is powder. This is powder. I'm gonna add this just onto the places that I want some additional coverage and staying power. So it's mostly just gonna be up here on my forehead. And down my chin. A little bit on my nose too. Great. Okie dokie. So I'm going to be going in with highlight now. And when I was kind of planning out this video, I was so unsure of the highlight that I wanted to use. But right now my two favorites are Stole the Show and Lunch Money by ColourPop. Lunch Money is a bit more like champagne-y, if you will. If you want to take a look at it, it's so stunning. I don't even know if this is in the shot. There we go, I think it is now. But yeah, it's really, really nice. And then Stole the Show is my newer one. And it's more of a like white type of highlight. It's also very pretty and I love it. But I feel like the whiteness of the highlight will kind of take away from this natural look. So I feel like I am gonna use Lunch Money for that reason. So I'm just going to take it on my finger and add it to the tops of my cheekbones. Oh yes. I've said it before, but highlighting just is amazing. It makes me feel like a princess, like a queen, like Beyonce. It's crazy though how like the concept of highlighting works. So it draws light and the eye to the attention that you want it, and how that kind of changes the way that you are looking at an object, like not even a face in general, but you know, anything. It's very, very cool. And like, who doesn't like to sparkle? So right now I'm going in pretty heavy-handed with the ColourPop highlighter, and then now what I'm going to do is take my beauty blender and just blend it out. I do have some dryness on my cheeks, and I do find that the ColourPop highlighters really cling to it, but it's worth it. I don't mind. I haven't really been like into highlighting on my nose lately, but today I just did. I don't really know why. And yeah, that looks good, I think. Cool, so I'm just gonna moisturize my lips quickly. Feeling a wee bit dry. Okay, so now brows. Brows are such a thing for me right now. They can be really exciting, but like, boy, are they tedious. I guess I started filming videos after I dyed my hair, but naturally my hair is like strawberry. I was trying to see if my roots would show, but I don't think that would really come across. But anyways, naturally my hair is super strawberry blonde. So I never really filled in my brows before. I could kind of just always pull it off, like the no brow life. But as somebody who expresses with makeup and plays with makeup a lot, brows were something that I was just kind of like, I should do this because the world and brows, it's such a thing right now. And then I kind of went through a midlife crisis, dyed my hair super dark, and I'm really, really happy with it. was gonna say obsessed, but that just sounds so conceited. I'm just really happy with the current color of my hair, so I wanted to start doing brow stuff. So I just started with pencils, and then I started working with like a waxy type of pencil as opposed to, here, let me just show you. I should have had this out and ready before I started filming. The one that I started is so small, like, I don't even know where it is. Forget it. Anyways, so yeah, right now, as I've mentioned in my last few videos, I've been using the ColourPop brow color in the shade Redhead, which is kind of like your brow gel pomade type of thing. And it definitely has been taking some getting used to because it is so intense and pigmented. And I've just kind of been used to like laying down like pencil and being able to blend it out really easily. Where this is kind of like, you know. Anyway, so brow time. I probably will not go so dramatic and chiseled with my brows today. I think I want to just kind of keep them really light and natural looking, but you know, have the shaping there. So I normally just like to run a spoolie through them. So what I've been doing with the ColourPop product, which I find has been really helping, is I dip my brush, which is the e.l.f. small angled brush, into the product. And like, you know, get a good amount on there because yellow. And then what I do is I take that and I put it on the back of my hand and I just blend it out. So that way I'm not going in with like all that fresh, like stark product on my, and I like to start in with the tail. Great, and so now without any additional product, I'm just gonna kind of run the brush through the front part of the brow to add some color and fill in these blonde hairs though. Alright, so I'm feeling really happy with the shape of that one. So what I'm gonna do now is just take this Maybelline Brow Define and Fill Duo in the shade Auburn. And I'm just gonna, on one end it's like the waxy pencil. And then the other end it's kind of like, so weird, I don't know really how it works, but it's like this powder that kind of just comes out of the tip of the product. I'm just gonna run. Okay, so I literally have no idea what happened there, but my camera stopped filming. But basically where we left off was I took the matte brown chat out, I put it in the crease. So now it's time for liner. My go-to everyday liquid liner is the Kat Von D, what's the exact name? Tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. I have loved this and worn this almost every single day since I've had it. And as heartbreaking as it is to say right now, is it is totally dried out. Like there is not very much left in there, especially because I know what it's capable of in terms of pigmentation. So I would normally be using this product, but today it will not be. So sad. But another liner that I find is really, really easy to use, and it's actually a drugstore liner, is the Maybelline New York Liquid Eyeliner in the shade Black. Comes in a little, I guess like dip packaging, if you will. But the reason why I like it is because of the felt tip applicator that comes. I like the felt tip, I prefer it over the brush. So as you can see, it just looks like this. So what I'm gonna do now is just kind of go in and add a wing. Very, very lightly. Winged liner is on and I'm really happy with it. Actually, what I was thinking to myself the whole time was I really like that liner that I was using, the NYC liner, even though it does have the brush applicator, which I'm not normally a fan of. I feel like I achieved a really good wing today. I really do. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the same highlight that I put on my face and add it to my inner corner with my pinky. So just as a reminder, it's the shade Lunch Money from ColourPop. And I'm just going super lightly handed here. And then I'm just going to take what's left over and put it underneath my brow. Take a tiny little bit more. Perfect. I am happy with that. So on to lashes. I don't really go anywhere without lashes, so they are going on today too. Curling your lashes is torture. Like, it is so scary for me because one time I definitely caught my lid in the lash curler and that was a really painful experience for me. And every time I go to do it, I'm like remembering how painful it was. Anyway, so for mascara, lately I've been absolutely loving the Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal in the shade Carbon Black, I guess. It's really good. Okay, so basically my camera was not fully charged and I didn't realize, so I do want to apologize for that. But this is the finished look. All I did was I just finished my mascara, and then what I did is I went in with the color Cookie by ColourPop. This is the lippy stick. So this shade is too nude for me. Like, I don't really feel comfortable when I'm wearing it. However, I thought it really complemented the crease shade that we put in to add some definition. So all I'm gonna do quickly is show you how I would add a darker lip to kind of vamp this up for like an evening wear type look. So I'm just gonna take this Q-tip and just take off majority of the other lipstick I was wearing. And then the shade that I'm going to be going in with now is the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Stingray. One of my current favorites. But yeah, so this is the finished look with just the darker lip. This is the look that I wear basically every day. Sometimes I'll go without the shade in the crease and just do the brows, the liner, and lip chap, honestly. But yeah, it's really nice to share it with all of you because it's the look that I literally wear every day. Thanks so much for watching.